What's going on, guys? It's Hi, and I've been wanting to grow some lemongrass for use as a mosquito repellent, but when looking to buy some, I couldn't find any locally, and when trying to order them, it was like 30 bucks a plant, which was way too much for what I was wanting to spend. Then after some research, I came across this blog detailing how you can propagate lemongrass from store-bought stocks. So in this video, I wanted to share with you my attempts at following the instructions from the original blog and the results that I got. If you're interested in reading the blog post for yourself, that'll be linked in the description of this video. First things first, we have to find some lemongrass stalks. This is easier done at an Asian grocery store. I purchased mine from a local H-Mart, which came in packs of 3 stalks. In this case, reasonably buy as much as possible, as some of the stalks just won't propagate, so you want to hedge the odds. But also remember that lemongrass grows quite quickly, so you'll be able to propagate more from just one successful plant, and there are other forms of propagation for lemongrass that are much easier and almost foolproof once you just get one successful plant. Personally, I just purchased 2 bundles. Now, the blog post recommends that when purchasing the stalks, you want to look for stalks with as much of the bottoms intact as possible, as the stalks with the cut off bottoms won't propagate. I looked through a bunch of the bundles at H-Mart, but most of the bottoms were pretty heavily trimmed. This is what I ended up with. I kind of wanted to experiment with this and got bottoms with different cut lengths, and to save you some time, I'm going to say that this doesn't matter too much because I got successful propagation from 5 of these 6 stalks at the time of this video. So having more of the bottoms intact is probably better, but you can have success with more of it cut off. Again, I think hedging your odds by buying more stalks in the beginning is going to be the best approach if you want to have more plants that propagate. Next, we're going to trim some of the stalks back just a few inches from where they begin to split. This gets rid of some of the dead foliage up top, and I assume helps to allocate more energy for new root development. The blog recommends that you try to resist peeling the woody outer layers that form the stem, as new leaves will grow from within these layers. Next, we're going to place the lemongrass stalks in some water. I filled a couple of vases and a mason jar with a few inches of water and just threw the stalks in there. From here, we placed the containers near a source of light and just waited out. I started off by putting the plants near a window indoors, but my wife got pretty tired of looking at them pretty quickly, so outside they went. I experimented by putting my plants in both direct sunlight and in shade, and I would say that they prefer to be in shade because when in direct sunlight, the tops of my leaves tend to get burned pretty quickly. This didn't kill the plants, but I don't think it helped. It probably slowed the growth down, but I can't say for sure. Just better to be safe and just let them grow in the shade. Now, while you're waiting, you want to change the water out a couple times a week or whenever it starts to look cloudy. I say this, but I definitely forgot a few times and just let them sit out there for a few weeks and sometimes even longer. And again, I still had success. Now, the blog mentions that within a week, you should start to see new leaves begin to grow from the top. I did not personally see this, but this can definitely be due to me leaving my plants out in direct sunlight and the tops of the leaves were just getting burnt. However, my plants did show signs of new root growth pretty much after the first week. This was the case for 4 of my 6 stalks. Roots started to grow pretty quickly and consistently. However, at the time of this video, which is just a few days over 2 months since I started this process, one stalk has no sign of root growth and one stalk just started to grow new roots this week. So just keep in mind that root growth can be completely sporadic. You may be discouraged and want to throw the plants away, but they just might need some extra time. For reference, I purchased my stalks on May 14th and today is June 18th. Now, the blog recommends that you should wait until the roots are at least 3 inches long and the stalks have begun to divide via offshoot stalks before you plant them. Honestly, I was a little impatient for this and planted my stalks pretty early. I think 2 of them had about 2 inches of root growth and the other 2 were like at less than an inch. What's worse is I remember snapping one of those smaller roots off when planting, which isn't good at all, but hey, it's working out. I would say that if you're going to be impatient like me and plant early, you definitely want to keep the soil moist because that's going to help the stalks keep growing. As for the actual planting, I wanted potted plants, so I purchased some planters and some organic potting soil. If you're going to be eating the lemongrass that you're growing, you probably want to have some soil that's clean in the sense that it doesn't have a bunch of chemicals that you don't want going in your body. When planting, I just filled the planters up with my soil, placed the roots in a couple inches down, and backfilled. After that, the plants and soil got a good soaking and that's about it. Now, just water the plants, keep the soil moist, and we're back to just waiting it out to see if propagation is successful. Again, I'm just over 2 months into this project, and 2 of my plants are forming new leaves, so I would say that this process has been successful. I'm still keeping an eye out for the 2 other stalks I planted, but those were the ones with less than an inch of root growth when I planted them, so things may just take a little bit longer. Then I have one stalk that just started to show root growth this week, so that won't be planted for a while. Lastly, I have one stalk that just hasn't shown any signs of growth, and this one may just be a dud, but I'll just still keep it in water and see what happens. I'm just gonna keep doing what I've already been doing, and hopefully in the future I'll come back with a video to show you an easier way to propagate lemongrass from mature plants that I've grown. Now before we end things, I want to note that I strayed a lot from the original blog referenced in this video. I did a lot of things haphazardly, but hey, things worked out for me. I would definitely recommend that you read the blog and understand what the more conventional approach would look like, because that approach will probably get you the best results. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you can give the video a thumbs up, share it around, comment down below with any thoughts or questions that you may have. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content. And if you want to further support my work, consider hitting the join button down below to become a member of this channel or become a patron on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.